What's going on, YouTube fam? Today I'm going to give you a quick comparison between the last couple of releases of the Bred ones. This is the leather one, so this video is going to be a comparison only between the leather ones, not the canvas KOs, not the satins, and not the patent leather ones, just the leather releases. So the ones I have here, these are from 13, 16, and 25. Before I get into the video, go over the comparison. If you're new to my channel and it's your first time just stumbling across one of my videos, welcome. Thanks for dropping by. While I have you here, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, just so you can get notified when I upload new stuff. If you're on social media, Instagram, X, you enjoy photos of sneakers, outfit ideas, anything really related to kicks, give me a follow. You can find me, I'm at iAMTMCII. And lastly, if you enjoyed the comparison, hit the thumbs up. Really goes a long way. Make me want to keep recording videos when I see y'all like my videos. So all that intro out of the way for all my first timers, let's dive into this comparison. So like I mentioned, I wanted to put together a comparison just to show, I guess, the evolution and the different shapes, and just how far the Bred continues to change whenever Nike and Jordan brand continue to re-release this shoe. And like I said, I left out the KOs, the canvas ones, the patent leather ones, satin ones. I left all that stuff out just to stick it with just the leather versions that came out so far. So I don't have the ones from the Pack 94 OGs. This is just like the most recent releases. So like I mentioned, these are 13, 16s, 25s. We'll just start down here with your overall shape. And materials of like your toe boxes. So for the 13 pair, you got like a real kind of, it feels like a almost like a synthetic kind of cheap leather almost. It doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel like a nice grain. It's decent. I don't think it's like the cheapest stuff that they have, but it's definitely not any high-end stuff. Even the color on them, you can kind of see the reds are all different colors. The holes in the tongue, on the toe isn't as wide as the holes on the other releases. The 16s are completely different from all of them. They went with this tumbled look for the 16s, and some people like that. I'm not a huge fan of the tumbled look on here. I'm not sure why they did it, but it's still a Bred one at the end of the day. But of these three to release, this is probably my least favorite. I still wear these the most, just because I think the more you wear a pair of ones, so when they start creasing and get a little aging character, they just start to look better. I don't even know if I wore these yet. And they got the magic dust on them. So if you have any of the older shoes and they're starting to get this glitter on it, I did a video to how you clean this. You just basically get a wet rag and just wipe it. This stuff just comes right off. And I think this because of the way the chemical and the paint was mixed together. I just think over time, something with the chemicals, the paint, the paper, and well, not necessarily the paper, because some people take theirs out and put them in storage bins or the plastic bins with the clear covers, and they still get this on here. I really think it has something to do with the paint that they use for why I get this glitter on here. But it's no big deal. You just get a rag and you wipe it off and it comes right off. So for some reason, the shoes that had that black paint in that era were the only ones that started to get that glitter. Like these came out, 12, 13, and they don't have that glitter on it like these do. So the paint that they use is completely different too. But going back to like your materials, like I said, this was like a stiff kind of feeling leather on here. I don't think it was the best of the three. This feels like a nice thick leather, and tumbled leather don't necessarily mean it's a good leather. It's all leather. I just think I don't like the tumbled on this one. I wish it was more of a smooth look, because it's still just skin, just animal skin or synthetic, if something that they made. So the leather does feel a little bit better on here, at least to the touch. It doesn't feel as stiff and synthetic as it did on the 12s. Now coming to the 2025 85s, this one obviously is gonna have the best leather of the three. It may not look it. It's really stiff, but it's more of a more of a premium type leather. If you have any kind of high-end or designer sneakers, you usually get like a thick leather and it's really stiff like this also. Usually got to have some break-in time. And that's what they used on this one. So this one is real thick. You can see how thick the cut is. Like this is really a thick sheets of leather that they use to stitch the shoe together. Whereas these, you can see how thin this is. This isn't as thick as this. This is like a really thick cut of leather that they used and they sewed this shoe together. This is really, really thin. Same with this one. This one seems like it's more a little bit thicker than the 16s, but the 25s definitely are more thick. Coming to the laces, seem like even the laces change. Like you can see the pattern of the material and the type of laces that they use from these to these to these. They're all different, so all your laces are a little bit different also. The tongues completely different. So the 13s, you had like a little sewn in thing where you could put the laces through on the tongue. And it's just a slit in the tongue here for the 16s and the 25s. Just the whole feel of the tongue too, it just was completely different. You have Nike Air. You don't have any kind of trademarking on the Nike, the Air, the swoosh. But on here, you see you have the trademarking on the behind the E and on the swoosh, and the same thing for this one. The font's different too. So this one look more vintage and retro in age compared to these two. You got the size in the inside. So you get the size. Sometimes this is like have something to do with the run, the date, and stuff like that, or the factory that they were made in. So this have different meanings. Not sure what this one meant, but I know with like this one, this XC, I know that is the one of the factories overseas, that XC. So if you look in like a lot of your Jordans, somewhere on the barcode in the inside, it'll have like the manufacturing, like the production start and end date, and you'll see like a factory date on it. That XC is this particular factory. They have Taiwan, they have China, they have all different ones, and they code it differently. So I think that's that. The tongues are different. The shape of the toes are different. The leather is different. Sizing, if you guys are curious, these two I feel like I could go down a half size in these, but these ran more true to size. So I have a 10 in these and I have 9.5 in these, and the sizing just change over time for how they cut and make the shoe. Swinging around to the back, you can see the pattern and the materials of the sock liners are completely different in all of them also. So now that I've swiveled the table around, this is the 13, it's still a 16 obviously, and now this is the 2025. You can see that this is all different, like the materials and just the pattern of the fabric that they used. Let's pull this out and see the inside, the sock liner color on this one. So the sock liner, you get black with the red Nike Air, white with red Nike Air, and then a white with the red Nike Air on here. So that's some of the differences on insoles. Coming to the back of all three, so these is all completely different. The 25s look to be the tallest, and maybe the 16s come in next, and then the 12s, well, these are about what in height, but just overall thickness, you can see how narrow this part is. So the 16s are like the most narrow, and these seem like the most wide. Just the way you can see how big the midsoles are, the pattern on the midsole. So I have like this textured pattern on the 25s. Then you have this on the 16s, and then you have kind of the similar thing on the 12s. But you can even see this, so you have this big rectangle here, and the black is kind of, the black is first, and then they stitch this box on top of it, this big rectangle box. And then just a square, but the stitching went across, and it's the same on here, but this is like more of a little tiny rectangle square, and it's more of a square. So the shapes of this is different on all of them. The collar height is different on all of them also. Even the materials that they use, they all feel different. This is like really stiff and like the rest of the leather used on the entire shoe, but these are a little bit more soft on the 16s. 16s have the softest leather of all of them, to me, have the softest leather. But you can just see the overall shape. Like you have a real deep cut right here, more collar. It's a real thin collar here, and this is like a kind of a nice mixture in between the two. I guess coming to the swooshes, we can look at the swoosh sizes and the Jumpman, I mean not the Jumpman, the Wings logo. So see if you guys can see that. So this is the one for the 12, 13s. And here's your Wings logo for the 16s. And this is the Wings logo for the 2025s. So each year that Wings logo look a little bit different too on each one of them. So you guys can see that. Different Wings logo on all of them. This one doesn't have the trademark on the wing. I just noticed that. This one have the trademark on the wing. This one has the little trademark on the wing, but this one does not have that. Just noticed that. Looking at the actual swoosh and the size of the swoosh, let's see if we can, let's see if I can get a good way to lay these all down so you guys can see the swooshes on all three. All right, so let's do this. So here you go. So you guys can see the swooshes. The swoosh on the 2025 is huge compared to these. The 16 seemed like it had the smallest swoosh of all of them. Then the 12 have an okay size, but just looking at it like this, you can see the swoosh size on the 25. Then the 13, and then these will probably be the smallest. So you got different swoosh sizes on all of them too. So I think that's pretty much it, man. We'll give you guys good little side profiles, looks of all of them again. And like I said, I'm sure I'm probably missing out something that I didn't call out. So just drop it down in the comments so everybody else who's watching can see. But I'm gonna wrap the video up here. Like I mentioned earlier, thank you guys for watching. Sub if you're new. We're gonna end it here. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.